Alright guys, Supreme Kami here, and today we are going to be talking about Chaos Gundam. So Chaos Gundam finally received it as an alteration, so this is the very first time we have gotten it as an alteration. So I'm definitely excited to take a look into this portrait because we have the head part, arm parts, the beam saber, as well as the rifle. So I wonder what kind of goodies they have in store for us there. As far as the EXQ, we have one for the torso. So that one, like I'm talking about the one for torso, like the one like the range specifically. So those are definitely something I do want to try out in the Rafflesia multi-mission boss to see if we can potentially take it down. What's good about this overall setup, specifically for Rafflesia, we have one that's beam. So I think that one, what I would be doing, kind of theorizing, I'm going to be using that one on the first phase because that is when beam is used to be able to do good damage. And then once we hop into the second phase, I think I will switch over to just basically using the torso EXQ as well as the shield EXQ, because both of them are actually going to be magazine type. So we'll definitely see how that works out. 8 parts for the Chaos Gundam himself, and then we also do have the AI pilot. We have Stain right here. So obviously he's not really that great, let's be honest, but if you do like him as overall pilot, or you simply just want to increase your job grade for your middle job license, that is definitely going to be really good. This one is going to be supporting, as far as the wartime wise, going to be supporting middle shooter, as well as a transformer. So not that bad. Transformer, man, they over here have been continuously buffing that portrait, so that's good. Excuse me, Vortex, so that's good. So let's take a look at the overall unit first, and then we'll jump straight into the alteration tabs. So as far as the EX skill, I have already alterated the back part, torso, and then the shield. So they are going to be looking as follows. So B plus power, or B plus piercing, and then B power. A minus piercing and B plus power, and then B plus pierce and B power as follows. So not that bad overall. And this is the overall unit itself. So this one, unfortunately, in game right here, we do not have it, transformable. So that is definitely the most unfortunate factor. So this one is a transferable unit, if you guys do not know already. But let's take a look at it after alteration. I do want to see what kind of portrait we are talking about. So let's see, head part. Head part, obviously the stat is not really that impressive. As far as this one, okay. All right. I see what they did here. So they went ahead and give us one of the more better portrait. We have the enemy EXQ damage plus 30%. So this one is good. In conjunction with this one to our regular power boosting, like the enemy shooting, like the EXQ power boosted by X percentage, or just regular EXQ power boosted. If you have those two combined with this one, you are going to be able to get a more substantially increase in terms of damage, so that's good. The fact that they're packing these specific portrait, that is really good. As far as the tag wise, we do have mid-range and then Gundam type, so pretty typical war tags for your just range type build, so not bad overall. Not, I wouldn't say like they're like the first tier, but they're definitely really good as far as filler portrait, so it's not bad. This one we just kind of gone over already, so this one is going to be looking at a B plus pierce and B power 11 magazine, so that's pretty good. Same war tag, mid-range Gundam types. That was obviously not too impressive. That's kind of given. This one is kind of old. Even the alteration is not really going to be saving what kind of stat we're looking at. As far as the arm part, stats going to be a swallow. War tag wise, now we do move over to high mobility instead of Gundam type. So portrait in this one is not really that impressive. This one is pretty much going to be targeting the job gauge. If you're someone that does not have a good, let's say, job gear per se, then I think this one's going to be really good just to be able to further get your job gauge out quickly in a sense. But if you're someone that has the job gauge or the job gear at the highest, the 4-star version of it, I think this is going to be pretty much going to be a redundant as far as getting it. So not going to be the one that I'll be recommending you guys to be forming on to portrait level 10. But moving over to the leg, we do have the Beam Claw as an EX skill, so this one is actually quite good. This one is definitely really good in terms of the spread. A pierce and B plus power. This one does also raises your melee attack up by 19%, so that's definitely going to be helping out. If you're talking about in a situation, you do have those above the EX skill effects up, because that is greatly going to increase whatever the damage this one is going to be doing. But I think if I recall, in terms of these EX skill, the buff actually comes afterward. so you're not really gaining that, you know, power boost, or that you won't really feel it as far as the damage output. So that is really unfortunate. So whatever the next melee EXA you're executing, that one's going to be able to get a substantial buff from this one. So it's not bad. It's definitely like a stepping stone in sense. So definitely really good. Moving over to the back part, stat wise, obviously not going to be too impressive. Mid range and transformer as Vortag, and this one is going to be your beam canister. So this one is going to be performing a minus pierce and B plus power. So I do want to check out what kind of, you know, power we can potentially get from this one, because this one is seemingly kind of this like the same as the one for Strike Freedom Torso. So yeah, or I should say it's pretty much similar to any of the other one that's like Jirobi, like the beam shooting type EX skill. So we'll definitely have to see what kind of power we can produce. This one, Beam Saber. Obviously the stat is not remotely anything impressive, but okay. Wait a minute. So there. Oh, I was about to say, I thought the condition was the same, but this one here is under 500,000 combat power. Is that even possible nowadays? What? Okay, so this one you can just kind of ignore the first portrait because it's pretty much gonna be something you will never activate anymore. Just because below 500,000 is like, how do you even get below that? I don't know. But the second portrait is definitely something to pay attention to because we are going to be getting the enemy EXP damage plus 35% on this one. So this one is hot. Alright. This one is definitely a very good alteration, same as head part. So head part and then the beam saber are definitely something that I am definitely eyeballing. They are definitely really good for just any new players that need those parts specifically. As far as the beam rifle, oof, yeah, it's not impressive. So this one is pretty much trying to reduce the penetration by the enemy EXQ by 45%. So not that impressive overall. So yeah. And last but not least, we do have the shield. So it's going to be a swallow. Stat wise, obviously not too impressive. And just going to be the same as the torso as far as the spread. So that's going to be pretty much it as far as, let's say, the, you know, the part or so. So obviously the head part and then the beam saber, they're definitely the main attraction from the overall suit. But as far as the EXQ, we shall see what kind of output we are performing. So let's do hop over to the multi-mission boss page now and, you know, see what we can do. Alright, so we are here, so going to be taking a look with the P attribute versus the T attribute, obviously, for the type advantage. As far as the build, this is something you guys have probably seen for the bajillion times already, but once again, going to be going over the portrait so you guys don't miss out like how I'm able to output X amount of damage. So that is the following. So as far as that is going to be a swallow. Some of the portrait are going to be a solo as well, so they are pretty much nearly maxed out, I think, everything. So yeah, so I think that should be pretty much it as for the take a look at the build itself. So EX skill, like I said again, they are fully EX skill level 10, so they will be hitting, you know, the hardest they can as far as my build goes. So let's see. I am a little bit skeptical. I just don't know, and it's bugging me again. Why? Every time when I record, it seems like every time when I record these multi-missions, they are failing us. Why? Why is this happening? Like, why? It doesn't make sense. I don't know. Like, this is a proof, right? This is a proof to them that this is buggy. Like, there's no way around that. So, we finally got into the game, so I'm glad. So, let's see. Okay, we are in already. Cool. First things first, let me activate the limit break and then... Alright, you guys like what you guys seeing right there? That's pretty hot as far as the damage output. And we talking about already? What in the world? Like, the beam cannon almost took it out, but these two are doing works. Like, what is going on? So this one is only 2 damage marker, but we are outputting nearly a 1.2, 1.1-ish. So that's hot. So let me empty this one out. Okay. This one is doing a lot. Oh my gosh. Alright, so that's... nearly did it. Alright. That one... So the one we just took a look at, that one was from the shield. And then the last one we used like to kind of clear the boss. That one was from the torso. And that one is more like it's a spread. but that is impressive. My gosh, like I kid you not, these Alteration, as far as the EXQ, they are kind of busted. I don't know. Granted, my build, it is kind of in a teeny tiny bit really powerful in a sense, so that's why as far as the damage output, it may be inflated compared to like the general player base, build for per se. But overall, definitely really satisfied about the new alteration for the Chaos Gundam. Two parts in particular, the head part and the beam saber, definitely were trying out and trying to get them because with the new addition of the damage trait, they're definitely going to make a big difference. As far as the EXQ, I think they're definitely performing where they need to be. This one just happened to be the second phase. I really needed some physical EXQ to kind of bypass the bubble, so that turned out really nice. But other than that, that's gonna be pretty much it as for the KS kind of review and EXQ testing, and I'll be catching you all on the next one.